My name is Arantza Pena, and I was born in Cali, Colombia. I immigrated here when I was 4 years old, and ever since I've loved to pursue art, both in school and outside of school. This piece right here is an untitled self-portrait. It was inspired by the artist Malin Dumas. She makes these really expressive watercolor portraits, and I kind of wanted to channel that with like this array of color. First I made a sketch, and then I just used regular watercolor to kind of just start to form the shape and the colors, and I try to like not just use brown but yellows and greens to kind of like make it come together, make it more colorful, more expressive than just using brown. In this piece, I actually like used a mirror to draw myself like at the same time. So it was more of like, I guess an in the moment piece, like everything was kind of shifting because it depended on like which position I was in the mirror. So it was kind of like showing like, I guess, different sides of myself. So it's kind of, it's not just one of me, it's like a multifaceted kind of self-portrait of myself. Because I came here really young, I was more integrated into the American culture. But as soon as I got older, I started traveling back to Colombia a lot, and it helped me get me a lot of my culture back and helped me kind of integrate myself in that culture. I feel like because we see a lot of Latina people that look European and white, we get this distortion that they all have lighter skin and the longer kind of smoother hair. And I think because of that, they fail to see like the different kinds of people, like me, Afro-Latina, and also people of indigenous descent. So I feel like if we had more representation in the media, that will help, show people that yes, we're out there and we're thriving in Latin America. Every month is like Hispanic Heritage Month, because there's always like a way, my culture's integrated. Like, sometimes my mom makes empanadas, or she like plays her salsa music, so it's always some type of culture in my house that kind of reminds me of home.
As you transitioned to the States from Colombia, what was important to you as a parent to make sure that your daughter had in regards to the Colombian culture versus American culture?
Well, especially the language. I don't want she forgot the Spanish because she came so young, like 4 years old. So when she back to Colombia, she barely speaks Spanish. So it was too hard for her to understand the rest of the family. So she has to start over learning Spanish. And then my family was pushing me for her to learn Spanish. It was something that my family was required to let her forget the Spanish. And then I said the way that we eat at home, I try to keep the same way. I try to change the way that I cook. I try to keep the most of the time to get the way that we cook at home. I try to force them to listen my music. Yeah, salsa. I don't forget from where they're coming from. Most of the time, I don't know, it's just the way that we live in Colombia, the happiness. Most of the people say Colombia people is really happy all the time, even if we don't have money. So we try to teach them just live happy all the time.
This piece here I made in my art class, and it was inspired by the artist Raisha Sharpermuter. She's a female artist, and she draws a lot of women like in water and submersed in water, so I kind of wanted to channel that with another portrait. I wanted to use other colors besides like, conventional like pinks and stuff, and add purples and blues and greens. I used a lot of highlights to kind of show, the water droplets, how she was in water. You notice that there are a lot of water droplets, on her face, on her cheeks, on her nose, and it's kind of, to reflect the water droplets on her face. And also her in water expresses her freedom and, her straying away from, the land and all the human intervention, and kind of straying into the water and releasing herself. Sometimes it's hard to, say concrete feelings in words, so it's easier for me to express that through, just color, different like strokes of paint. I remember my mom told me that like Colombians, like we're really hard workers and we're really practical. And so I think my passion, like in general, kind of just seeps into my artwork. Like I'm always like striving to be my best, and I think that's like the Colombian part of me.
you.